Hi Taurus, it's Sarah with Earth to Sarah Tarot. I will be doing your May love reading for this month. I am brand new to YouTube, so thank you if you found me, and I hope this message resonates with somebody. If not, please check out your moon or rising sign as well. I'd like to say happy birthday, Taurus, and I hope this is a beautiful new year for you. I hope you have beautiful cards today, and we have positive things coming for you. So I'm just going to tune in to my earth sign Taurus and ask the divine to offer any messages that will be beneficial for you, Taurus, this month in regards to love and relationship. Please offer messages for Taurus in the month of May 2017 in regards to relationships. Divine, what are the messages and energies for the sign of Taurus in May 2017? Please offer some messages that are valuable for the sign of Taurus in May 2017. What does the divine want Taurus to know for their love, relationships in the month of May? Okay, Taurus, that's good. I'm using the Spellcaster's Handbook by Melanie Marquis, illustrations by Scott Murphy. If you're interested, it's a beautiful deck. I love the illustrations on it. So I just do a 9-card layout and then hopefully tell a story that means something to someone out there. So, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let's see. Ooh, starting out with the Lovers, the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Moon, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Okay, and awesome. The King of Pentacles on the bottom. That's you, Taurus. This is a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Your mantra is I have. You're very much comfortable in collecting things. You like to collect things. You like to own things. You like your home to be decorated nicely. You like to host parties. You just love being in your own environment, and you have this ability to make everything look beautiful, and you care very much about what you own and things that are on this earth that make you feel successful are material possessions, and you like money and order, and you're dependable. You know, when I think about when I used to play the Oregon Trail, what's the first thing that most of us would buy when we went to start on the Oregon Trail? We would buy an ox, right? We'd have to have some dependable animal to pull our cart. You're always, there to carry your weight and do what you need to do in relationships. You prefer the steady being with someone, and someone that is willing to come into your environment, come into your home. You value very much being in a sturdy bond, not like dating around a lot. So, maybe you have a choice to make this month in regards to a lover. Maybe you're considering getting married, strengthening the bond, moving in together, doing something, or you're dating someone and you're wanting to move forward in that connection. The Lovers is about meeting somebody that is a reflection of ourselves. It's the card of Gemini. If you're interested in a Gemini, that could be a possibility as well. It's about making the choice to honor a connection with somebody in some way. So, being that person's dependability, being someone that they can count on, and choosing to do that every day. Being in a relationship, you know, you don't just get to do whatever you want whenever you want. You don't always get to have things your way. You have to check in with them, see what they want, see how they're feeling, and make the choice to compromise each day, right? So we start off the month with the Nine of Cups. This is a card of wish fulfillment. This is a card of emotional fulfillment, happiness, independence, being okay on your own, being able to sort of establish your own sense of self and sense of independence on an emotional level, not just a earthly physical level. So I think you're starting to feel like there's a lusty kind of feeling to this first row here. It's like you're giving in to this lust of this connection, whatever it is. You're starting to be less strong and less sturdy and a little more emotional and, you know, sexual, and there's somebody that you very much desire. I think you desire to be with them and learn about them and understand them and sort of get into, you know, relationships, Taurus. I think with these two cards next to each other, a lot of times with Taurus, I see that they they want what they want, right? They know what they want. They are very strong and sturdy within themselves and, like I said, your own environment and who you are. But what you have a problem with is sometimes accepting people's faults, I think, and getting to understand their shadow side. When we speak of the moon, we kind of talk of our dark qualities. These are things that people don't know about us. These are things that we keep hidden, or secrets, or um, things like that. You know, in a real relationship where you're connected and you're loyal and you're in love and you maintain that love and you maintain that bond, you have to love this person when they're sad. You have to love the bad qualities about them. You can't expect them to be perfect and have every little thing that you've always wanted. You have to compromise some of your wishes. It's like, for me, I see you making a checklist of what the best partner would look like in your mind, and what all the qualities they should have physically, and how far along they should be in their career. And so sometimes that ideal for you can kind of block seeing who someone really is, and you have a tendency to just want to see this side and this happy side. And when someone isn't acting, you know, super positive, I think you kind of move back from that, and you don't really know how to deal with that conflict, or that like emotional and that side of you that gets really sensitive sometimes. You don't really like that. You don't like that sensitive side. You just want to move forward and overlook it and kind of keep charging ahead and maybe move on to a greener pasture. Or I have this sense that you're seeing like the grass is greener on the other side, and it's not always like that. It's not always greener on the other side. There's not always somebody better, or more good looking, or, you know, you have to love the good and the bad in people. And I think when we have the Page of Cups, this could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and they're very much empathetic, and they very much want to know what scares you and what motivates you, and they want to feel, touch, taste, hold. They're very compassionate, and they express like public affection, and you're kind of like, whoa, don't kiss me in public, or don't scream in public, or like if you get into a fight in a restaurant or something, you're very much like, whoa, we can do that at home or whatever, but the chaos in public is not okay with me. And so I think you sort of run from people's negative qualities or their emotional side. And why? Because when we do that, that's because we see ourselves in the other person. And when you run from a sensitive person, that just means you're sensitive. And I think Taurians, like Cancers, can be really sensitive inwardly, but outwardly not so much. Like outwardly, you appear like this, and you appear very together, and you're often like the leader of your friends. You choose the activity, you choose the date, you kind of get everybody together, and you're a good host, and you're practical with your money, and like I said, you're a to-do list type of person. You like to make to-do lists and follow them. If you're going to go on a vacation, you're the type of person that makes a list of what to pack. Order is good for you. Organization is good for you. And when you don't have that control, it makes you feel vulnerable, or it gives you anxiety. And so when other people express anxiety to you, it sort of triggers your own anxiety, and the fact you don't really know how to deal with your own anxiety, and you're like, whoa, maybe this person's too emotional for me, or maybe this person isn't right in the head, or like, what's wrong with their family genes? I don't know, like things like that. You get nervous, and you start to judge them, but you have to listen more, judge less, and kind of like, what is the word I'm looking for? You kind of need to put yourself in another person's shoes to know what they've gone through, and you have to, it's good to see things from another perspective. And with these two cards next to each other at the end, it's like maybe this water sign, or someone who has emotional qualities like a water sign. I'm getting water, emotion from, this is a water sign, Cancer. The Page of Cups, Pisces, and, there's a lot of water and an element of emotional flexibility, and you kind of juggling this practicality and this idea of what's right and what a great relationship looks like, and how this is how things should be, and this person's like, well, maybe we should take more risks, or have these conversations, this communication, this open talk, and you keep yourself busy distracting yourself with doing things for that person, or it's like your love language is, the 7 love languages. Yours is like acts of kindness and gifts. Like, you show people that you love them by buying them things, or taking them places, or cooking them a nice meal. You love through things you can actually physically see and give and offer experience and things like that, and this person loves through understanding and listening, and delving into that deeper, darker place of the soul. And they like to swim in the depths of the ocean, like find your true motivations and get to know like your inner soul, where and that can be kind of scary to you. So with judgment being the end, I think that this is asking you to see things in another way, to see things in a less practical way, in a more empathetic way, and to understand that you're sensitive too, and understand that when you judge other people, you're just bringing out the things, or you're noticing the things in yourself that you don't like. So when we pick out things about other people that we don't like, that's just our emotional insecurities and things that we also need to work on. So I feel like you should let your partner, someone you're dating, if you're in a relationship that's solid and steady, or you're dating someone and you start to discount them because they don't meet everything on your list, see them more as a subconscious mirror for you, and a reflection of you, and what it is that whenever they bring up their emotions and their darker side, you want to turn away and be busy and not look at that, not get involved in that. You see how this guy's like, oh, I'm busy, and this person there's water flowing all around her. She's very much in touch with how she feels and how she affects people, and not so much how she looks in the world, but how she feels in the world, and how honest she is, and her understanding of her shadow side and her darker self is of value to her. And when she's scorned, she can be very manipulative and dramatic, and that's something that you're not into, dramatics and overreacting and yelling, and real strong emotional things make you feel and you want to leave that situation, or you want to curl up and not deal with it. But there's surely an attraction that you have with this person, Taurus. Like I said, if you're in a very committed marriage and you've been married for a long time, maybe you should just check in with your partner and make sure that they're feeling good, and they're not just going through the motions every day, and they're not keeping anything from you. They're not keeping any emotional secrets or sadness or anything like that. Talk to them. Make sure they have not what they need physically, but what they need emotionally. And intimacy, sex is a way to be intimate and to show love to another person. And it doesn't always have to be a scheduled thing. You want to be a little more sporadic and just make love and show your appreciation that way, maybe, Taurus. Because this person likes to be held and touched that you're dating, and I think you can be very focused on your work and your house being clean, and how you appear to others, and being the leader and being in charge, that when you get vulnerable or when you fall in love, that has to disrupt your schedule, right? Like, love can't be scheduled. It can't be one way. You have to compromise in relationships. And if you go to the gym every single day at 3 o'clock, and this person only has that time to spend with you, can you rearrange your schedule and go to the gym earlier or later? I mean, you have to kind of disrupt your schedule a little bit for the sake of love. And you also have to understand that everybody's not always bright and cheery and so willing to get up and go and be as dependable as you are. Sometimes they have bad days. Sometimes they've gone through really crappy things in their life, but it doesn't mean that their bad side or their shadow side or their secrets or their, hardships define them. It means, that you should see how they made it through that. And when when this card comes up, we're never the same. So when you have a realization or you come out of this experience, you've been reborn. You can't go back to the way you were before. And so I feel like that card represents your partner, and like they bring out a side in you that's making you want to look a little deeper, and you're not just flying away. You're not just resisting this sentiment, this offering that they have for you. You're feeling like you want to be a little more flexible with them. So, yeah. This person could definitely be a twin flame, and you have to make the choice, like I said, to not just offer money and gifts and a nice home, and it's like if they're feeling sad or upset and you're like, why? You have a good job, you have this, you have that, we have everything to be grateful for, but they're not emotionally fulfilled, or they're just feeling bad that day or whatever, you have to understand that and be a source of compassion for those days as well. And yeah, when love comes into our life, it isn't always convenient. We have to sometimes rearrange our plans. And what's the thing? Love happens when you're busy making other plans. It's like, yeah, you have to really look into this. You have to really see what you have. You can't be busy with all these external influences. You have to tune in. You have to have a sexual connection. You have to have these emotional, deep, dark talks. You have to get through that stuff and learn and grow as a couple if you want this thing to work. You can't, take off at every bump or think that there's going to be somebody better coming along all the time just because this person has some faults. Just open up your emotions, offer things other than possessions, and enjoy this love and this time when you're starting to see a different side of someone, and you're starting to see a different side of yourself, and you're starting to understand that relationships that do work out and relationships that don't work out, each time that we have a relationship, it isn't for nothing. It is a way for us to learn and break a pattern and self-reflect. It's a twin flame situation. There's something we can learn from every relationship. So whether you're broke up, you're in a marriage, you're together, whatever it is, you're learning something from this relationship. And I feel like right now it has to do with something a little deeper than what we can see on the surface. And it's really time to be intimate in a sexual feeling, darker way for you. It's kind of scary for you to open up your heart this much. But it's good for you. And it's good for you to put your creative pants on and not just buy somebody an expensive gift, but put some thought into it. Make them a gift, draw them something, sing them a song. Sometimes Taurians have really nice voices because the part of the body that is ruled is the throat and neck for you. So, if you can sing, maybe sing them a song or do something that's emotionally driven and not necessarily monetarily driven. So, yeah, I think that's it for you, Taurus. But once you break this, once you get out of, you be a little more flexible and you don't have to have control over the environment so much, and you give in to um, this scary, whatever scares you, or whatever you're afraid of. If you're afraid of your partner cheating, or you got to talk about that. It's like, hey, I have this secret about my family. I My mom, had an affair on my dad or something like that, and like it's something that you're really ashamed of and you never shared with anybody. Sometimes if we share those things with other people, it helps us understand why we're so controlling in a partnership, because we've seen infidelity before, so it triggers something in our emotions that gives us anxiety, and then you share that with them and allow them to see that part of you, and not just go, oh, this person makes me feel insecure because they're flirty and they're probably going to cheat on me, and move forward or drop them. Yeah. So good luck, Taurus. Happy birthday. And I'm so glad you're coming up as this king. That means you're feeling good. Your material life and things that are present on this earth, money, career, is good. You're doing well and feeling good there. And now you just have to face these fears of what it's like to be in a relationship and the compromises you have to make and the insecurities that they bring out, and how you have to change your schedule and be a little more flexible when you're in a relationship, and how it's healthy to share your secrets and your fears with someone, and accept those sides of people as well. I I have this story that I want to share, and it's about this moon card and a relationship. And I had a friend once that was a Taurus, and he had a secret that he was ashamed of that was in his family, and he had never told anybody this, and he went out of his way to conceal the secret because he was afraid that people would see him differently, or that they wouldn't see his family as perfect, or it would disturb his self image, and it was that his one of his family members was gay, and he didn't even share that with his best friend. He finally shared it with me. But when he told me that, I was just like, why haven't you told your best friend? Like, you've been friends with this person since you were 2 years old. Why haven't you told him this thing about your family? He's not going to stop being your friend because of it. He's not going to think any differently of you. And he went to extreme measures to conceal this secret about this family member that was gay. And I learned that he was incredibly uh, homophobic for whatever reason, and he couldn't be. It was an insecurity, something that he was very ashamed of, because it was his own anxiety being around, you know, between being around gay people, that he felt uncomfortable. And I was just like, wow, this is like your insecurity and this is your problem, you know? It was just strange. And so I feel like you have to share those things with people and get them out and understand why they give you anxiety and why you don't want to let them out or why you judge people for what they're doing, you know? I don't know. That was a total digression, but I just feel like, and I also have another Taurus friend that like anytime he gets a great girl that he's dating, he will like one time he told me that, oh well, she has anxiety and she takes anti-anxiety medication, so I don't know if she's gonna be like the right girl or if I want to marry somebody that has like an anxiety problem. And I was like, well, that's not a reason to completely throw away a relationship. You know, you have to like, why does she have that anxiety and understand that about her? And, you know, I realized it's because he has a lot of anxiety and that quality about himself when he's not in his own environment and he's not like leading the group or being his own boss or whatever it is, and like he gets anxiety over that, things he can't control. And so her being out of control of her emotions was scary for him because he's out of control of his emotions, you know what I mean? So that's what relationships do, they kind of mirror our insecurities, and it's time for you to overcome those and move on. And yeah, and reach that deeper, intimate kind of level with people. So, yeah, have a wonderful month of May. And I went off again. So sorry. Thank you so much, Taurus. Namaste. I hope this made sense. So much love.